Welcome to the second playoff semi-final then, between the Whitley Warriors and the Solihull Barons. The Warriors arrive here in fantastic form, having hammered the Blackburn Hawks 18-2 last week on home ice, 21 goals to 2 on aggregate. As for the Barons, well, their scoreline was a little bit closer, but they eased past Sheffield to book their place here. This game should be a classic. These two sides met 6 years ago in Sheffield, but at the same playoff semi-final stage. On that occasion, it was the Barons who got the better of the Warriors. I wonder which way this one's going to turn out. Please enjoy this highlights and the full game. Bellingham making the Sharks work hard for their victory, but they have booked their place in the final tomorrow. Well, this one is probably going to be an even tighter one to call. And what's your thoughts on this one, Andrew?
Personally, I fancy the Warriors to win this quite easily. I know you think it's going to be tight, but if the Warriors that played last week turn up, I don't think there's anything that's going to stop them getting to the final.
Well, we shall see. It's going to be Nicholas Otterson to take the opening puck drop then for the Barons, and it's them who come out with it against the Sean Kippin line for the Warriors. Marcus Maynard with a stretch pass, picked off though by Harry Harley. Sean Kippin back into his own zone, and then Jordan Barnes gets a rebound off one of the officials. Sean Kippin back to Barnes. The Warriors with some slick passing shot coming in from Chalmers. Kick save by Bailey Challens in the Barons goal.
Early chance there.
Here was a great early chance for the Warriors, who have gone for the jugular early on.
There's a pace about the Warriors.
Chalmers feeds Queenan. If he can't control, the Barons will look to carry it out of their zone for the first time. Tom Saw, the scourge of the Warriors, 6 years ago when these two sides met, with a shot in on goal as he goes back to the bench. Dean Holland, the Warriors captain, motion at the right wing, picks out Finlayton, who fires and just flashes wide. And I think the Barons player maybe lost a stick on there, but it was a quick shout from the fans. I thought they maybe thought they'd have flashed in, but it just flashed wide. But it's been a bright start by the Warriors.
The Warriors have started 100 miles an hour, Adam. They've just a different speed from the Barons. The Barons need to get into this game quickly, or this could be over and done with within the first 5 minutes.
Well, let's see. We've got to get the goal in the back of the net first, but it's going to be the Warriors. What is it? Normally their third line, with Kyle Ross out there with the Daniel Mulcahy taking the centre. Taking the face off even, I should say, playing at centre. Comes out to Grigors. Trying to feed Douglas there, but it's the shot coming in from distance. That's just going to sail wide.
Yeah, it was Mulcahy with the shot there.
We've got a face off in the Warriors zone, but that's the Barons' first really foray forward. So we'll see how this pans out for them. Callum Bowley with the draw up against Sean Kippin. It's the Warriors who win it, but puck comes loose and it's back with Mulcahy. Bowley back to the point, fired in.
Ooh, just a deflection there.
It did, it just took a nick on the way through, but into the corner. Could have gone anywhere though. Chalmers looking to carry it out, but he won't be able to chase that one as Mulcahy looks to counter back. Some good back checking coming in from Chalmers there. Shot coming in from the wing, and then the Barons testing the Warriors early on. The first minute was all Whitley. Now it's the Barons who are really trying to answer. It's like
has to get off because he's lost his helmet.
Yeah, he has actually. It's still playing on though. As referee tried to pick the helmet up there, but we'll let it go for now. Puck is dumped deep into the Barons zone. With just over 2 minutes gone, the Warriors using the opportunity to make a line change.
The Barons needed that little spell, Adam, just in the Warriors half, just to settle into this game, because they were in danger of getting blown away with the intensity. But it's the Barons moving forward now.
Yeah, the Barons who are asking the more questions of the Warriors right now. It's a good hit comes in from Dylan Hare. Valacek can't connect on that pass as Paps gathers for the Barons. He will look to drop back with Valacek coming in. In fact, Valacek gets it behind him. Paps dallied a little bit there, and it's just allowed the Warriors to regain possession deep in the zone. Valacek in the corner, just on the right-hand side boards in front of the Warriors fans. There were packed just above them. Harley will keep it in, he would love it, but the Barons looking to try and ease it out, will not be able to do so. It'll be gathered deep in the Baron zone and then played out wide. Slater's open, I think they're trying to feed him. Whitehouse, so just getting tangled up by Dean Holland on the boards. He's unable to feed his line mate. Gathered by Dean Holland in the corner, keeping the puck moving. Adam Finlayson just gets in there ahead of Whitehouse. Warriors who are trying to get to every puck first ahead of their opponent. They're doing well so far, have possession high up the ice. Finlayson comes loose with it. Heading's calling for it. One timer, kick save, comes back out. Dylan Hare will gather on the left wing side. A big hit comes in on him. Hare shrugs it off, but with a little pressure coming in, couldn't control the puck back to Dean Holland. And the Warriors will have to retreat. But a good passage of play back from the Warriors.
It's a frantic start, absolutely frantic start just now. The Warriors seem to have started with some intensity, and you have to say Valacek put the boosters on to get into that pass behind just a minute or so ago. But we're nice in there, so we're back down into the Warriors' defensive zone just now.
They are, yeah. So Nicholas Otterson will take the draw for the Barons. Come deep into the Warriors zone. Craig Johnson gets there first, but the puck will come loose, and it's the Barons who will regather as Dylan Hare tries to break the play up. In fact, the young defenceman does so. Carl Ross helping out his D. Hare across to Craig Johnson, who's come in for the injured Adam Wood. Heartbreaking story that for the tall Whitley defenceman who got injured last week playing against Blackburn, dislocating his shoulder late on in the game. So our best wishes go to him. He would have, I'm sure, relished playing on this stage. Have it in, picking out Tom Saul with a one-timer. He's already serving notice of what he can do again. Oh. And then a puck almost bouncing through the crease there as it comes back out to Dylan Hare, who will check back with Otterson closing him down. Warriors having to dig a little deeper here now as this intense forecheck comes in by the Barons. Nice pass by Jordan, or collected in by Jordan Barnes, I should say, took it in his stride. He's very much been inserted onto this line with Sean Kippen and Steve Chalmers in place of Callum Watson. Shot comes in, it's a good glove save by Crane, but he didn't release it quick enough, so we will get a face-off in the zone. I think he was hoping he just got away with that one.
I thought there was a very quick whistle, to be honest. How quick is this game now gone? That's 5 minutes gone already, Adam. It's just been end-to-end frantic stuff. Been plenty of chances.
Yeah, I think that's the right word, Andrew. It's frantic, and both sides going for it early on. As we're going to get a whistle on the play there for tripping. And it's going to be on the Barons, so the Warriors with an early opportunity to go on the power play. I must admit I didn't get a clean view of it, but it's Mulcahy with the call.
There's two Mulcahys, isn't there?
Yeah, that's Philip Mulcahy, number 24.
Yeah.
Daniel Mulcahy, 23, who normally centres his line.
Big chance for the Warriors here.
It is, as Callum Queenan will draw. Picked off by the Barons though, and they've cleared the zone, which is exactly what we needed to do. Harley will gather off the boards and take it behind his net as they look to get set. Callum Queenan, Steve Chalmers, Dean Holland.
Oh, chances!
Picked off, it's an odd man rush here for the Barons who fire, and it's just wide. Big opportunity that for the Barons and for Jordan Stokes, who just flashes wide. Chalmers will gather once again, and he's
another chance.
Possession. And it's Mulcahy who fires, and again Crane gets his whole body behind that one, but that's two great opportunities. Playing short-handed there for the Barons, and the Warriors are very lucky because that's a sloppy play from them defensively.
Oh, will they lose missed chances? That was, I mean, it was a 2-on-1 on the penalty kill. Goodness.
It was, yeah. It was
pushing high up the ice.
Dylan Hare will slip the puck back to Harry Harley, who's going to take a bit of time before sending the puck back to Dylan. Then Sean Kippen takes it in his stride, races in, big wind-up slap shot, and fires, and it's gone in! And it's a shot from distance from Sean Kippen. It was speculative, if anything, but it looped up off Challenge's glove over his head and drops into the back of the net. And Sean Kippen then opens the deadlock and celebrates wildly in front of his fans. But,
what a disaster for the keeper. He had it saved, he tried to grab it, and he put it in his own net.
Yeah, it was. Your heart goes out to him in that instance, because I think he thought they had the save done, and it certainly looked like he had, but just fine margins like that, a puck can just edge off the end of a glove like it did, and for disastrous consequences for his side. So Warriors will convert on that power play, but certainly a touch of fortune about it.
Well, the Barons had a chance to go 1-0 up, and they find themselves 1-0 down.
Yeah, twice they could have scored in as many seconds, really. Big hit coming in on Finlayson, who's been hit high up, and he's gone straight back to the bench. That's not a good sight to see, as he's one of the Warriors' main danger men. It was a hard hit, but a fair one. Betham, good to see the youngster getting some early ice time for the Warriors, as the Barons slow to...
I think the Barons need a bit of composure, but there's a chance here for the Warriors again.
Yeah, I think so. I should correct it. Actually, in goal is Graham Laverick. Bailey Challenge is actually a defenseman, so apologies for that. It's normally Sam Hewitt who starts for the Barons, but it is Laverick in goal. He's slightly younger, almost 4 years younger than Sam Hewitt, in fact. But Bailey Challenge, who's very much a defenseman, so apologies for that. Douglas, Fraser, and Wetherill out for the fourth line for the Warriors, a kid line if you like. But bring a lot of energy to this Warriors side.
Calling offside on Mulahari. I'm not convinced, but officials got it.
I have, yeah. It's going to again go in the Warriors' favour though, as we'll get a face-off in the Baron zone with just over 7 minutes gone.
I think the Warriors deserve the lead. I think they've been the more dangerous looking.
On the balance of play, you'd say so, yeah. Even if it did come in unfortunate circumstances, you've got to feel though for Laverick as he gets his weight behind that one, stops it. Now we'll get another face-off in the Baron zone, but yeah.
It's the old adage, you know, you don't buy a raffle ticket, you're not going to win it.
Well, indeed, yeah. As we will get a face-off to the right of Laverick's goal as he looks at it. Carl Roster with the draw off the boards to Hardy, winds one up, and it's gone in. And Harry Hardy's shot, I think it might have took a deflection, but either way, Laverick was screened by his D, and I don't think he saw it until it was in the back of the net.
Well, as I said earlier on, I cannot see any other result on a Warriors convincing win, and it started off the way I kind of imagined it would. The Warriors look up for this big time, and I obviously wasn't at the match last week, Adam, but same sort of standard, same sort of play.
I didn't quite catch that, sorry.
Is it the same sort of standard that the Warriors were playing last week in their massive win
against... Yeah,
against...
it was high intensity, it was good passing as well, and it's certainly on a par with that. It's sometimes difficult to hear yourself think the music's blasting out here, and it's obviously large amounts of fans in here, and we're enjoying it so far, but yeah, it's a 2-goal lead for the Warriors. There's still plenty of time to go though, and the Barons we know are dangerous.
Early days, yeah, but if the Warriors keep this up for 60 minutes, they're going to take some stopping.
Well, maybe, yeah. Certainly last weekend the Warriors were in great form. It's the best I've personally seen from them in a long time. It was arguably not just the emphatic scoreline, but the manner in which they executed it as well. It was one of David Longstaff's best wins as coach, I would say. I'm sure he would be quick to agree with that. It was just a professional performance all weekend by the Warriors, who have really carried a good bit of form into this weekend.
I would say if the Warriors keep their discipline here and don't go with silly penalties and let Solihull back in this, they've definitely got the upper hand at the minute. And quite frankly, we're looking at the Barons scoring on a breakaway, because the Warriors are camped in the Barons zone. This could be some amount of shots taken by the Barons if this continues at this intensity.
Could be, as the Warriors go back on the power play then. Sean Kippen, who scored the last time the Warriors had a man advantage, he was part of that team 6 years ago, which so disappointingly lost to the Barons. Back then it became a bit of a shootout with Tom Saw putting in a fantastic individual performance for the Solihull side, and the shot flashing just wide once again by Sean Kippen, who's a player who really plays with his heart on his sleeve. He's he's Durham born, he's Warriors through and through, and plays with a lot of passion, loves the derby games, particularly against Billingham, and you could see how much it meant to him getting that early goal. It was a good hit, Andrew, yeah. Richard Grigors, older brother of Patrick's, who played for Birmingham earlier on. As Jordan Barnes is dumped onto the ice by Marcus Maynard, who's a very sizable frame on the blue line there, the captain of the Barons.
This is just incessant stuff from the Warriors, moving at such pace.
Grigors carries it into the zone, looks up, fires, testing Laverick as it comes back out. Otterson will look to gather it in, looks up to see what's open to him, but once again a good good stick back, I should say, by Dean Holland as Barons. Actually, to be honest, Andrew, the most dangerous the Barons look is when they're short-handed, as you said, they're trying to catch the Warriors on the break, and that could be where they can get themselves back into this contest.
Netminder there didn't want to cover it up, just wanted to try and play it, but he had to cover it.
Yeah. A minute and 3 seconds left on this Warriors power play then as Nicholas Otterson, Swedish import. He's been with the Barons a number of years now.
He was the second highest point scorer in the league this year.
He's had a fantastic career,
has had a great
fantastic season even, yeah.
He's averaging over 3 points a game.
Been relatively quiet against the Warriors this season, although I better not speak too soon, of course. I'm sure the Warriors fans won't thank me for that one if he goes on to bag a hat-trick tonight, but you say his production has been fantastic for the Birmingham Bay side. Harley from the high slot, shots deflected away by Otterson, who, for a good offensive player, he's got that defensive side of his game. Holland winds one up, deflected up, hits the netting, and we'll get a face-off. It's going to stay in the zone. But
I think Harry Hartley's been fantastic so far. Some of the shooting he's had from the blue line has just been deadly.
Score of the second Warriors goal. He is particularly dangerous from the high slot or on the point when the Warriors have a power play. That's been his trademark over the years. And as he said, Andrew, he's had a bright start to his contest early on. Bit of dialogue going on between him and Sean Kippen.
Yeah, Kippen's played well as well so far.
Yeah, the two Whitley goal scorers so far. They're just having a bit of a discussion as to how they're going to execute this, I think. Well, they're trying to... see, they're fixing the goal at the other end as well. So
there's 21 seconds left on the power play, so they'll be working out a set play here.
They will, yeah. Barons, though, looking... see what's going on down the other end of the ice. I'm sure just trying to stay focused themselves. It's a big 31 seconds this one to try and kill off.
I can't actually believe there's any damage to the netting down there because the Barons haven't had that many shots on target and they've all been saved. So should that not have been checked at the start of the game?
I can't see how this would benefit the Warriors though in terms of disrupting that momentum that you're trying to build on a power play. So it's a bit of an odd one this, but perhaps the officials have spotted something that they didn't spot before and they just wanted to put it right maybe, I don't know, but it has added a bit of a delay there. Goes in for a draw, wins it, gets it back to Grigors. So Dean Holland, back to Grigors, back to Holland again. Up on the left wing boards, cuts inside, lays it off to Sean Kippen. Tries to pick out Adam Finlayson, but the Barons will look to push it clear, and that should just about do it. Maybe one last push by the Warriors if they're quick about it, as Jamie Ord and Dean Holland looking to help lead the attack. Kippen out wide off the boards to Holland. Ord's going to the net, Marcus Maynard has him tied up. Will gather, and the Barons have done well to kill that off. Grigors just about keeps it in the zone though. Ord can't keep it in a second time as the Barons looking to try and break back. But Grigors getting some good work done there, just trying to force a puck back, which they've done. Now the Barons will look to try and build something. Maynard will go rink wide with a pass to Mulcahy. I should say to Daniel Mulcahy, as we said before, there's two of them. To his brother Philip. Grigors caught between the two there.
Stuck in the back of the net.
It is. It's caught on the netting, so we'll get a whistle on the play. But 9:15 gone, and it is a fast-paced period. This, Andrew, it's a Warriors side who've really gone for the jugular here.
Yeah, I think so. I also think the Barons taking 2 penalties hasn't helped them at all. You're not going to be able to beat the Warriors team playing with 4 men against 5. That's for sure.
That's right. He's gathered in on the near side. Barons will take a shot that Crane quick to come up, and that's a reaction from Craig Johnson.
That was definitely to the head.
Yeah, well, it was this is a big opportunity for Barons, this, if they can use this opportunity on the power play to get themselves back into the contest. But Craig Johnson then, who's it's his first game back in a while, I think he was just trying to help out his goalie there, Josh Crane, just give him a bit of support, but as he said, he did catch his opponent high up.
It wasn't a particularly bad high up hit, if you get what I mean. It was a penalty run for sure.
Yeah, it is. Callum Bowley, who was feeling the force of that, and he's on the puck now, gets it out to Otterson. Kicked clear, almost took on the shin there by Dean Holland, just getting any part of his body on that just to ease it away. Dylan Hare battling away as well with Philip Mulcahy, and then the Warriors will blast it down the ice.
See, I don't understand that. Whitley with the extra man, and Whitley with a man down, and 2 against 1 on the boards, and they won it well. The Barons need to up their game.
That's right. There's Philip Mulcahy once again. Shot comes in, big rebound, but Harry Harley's on the doorstep to clear, collected by Bowley, who gathers in on the far side. Tom Saw, who's back there helping. Rigors will leave it. It's picked off though by Sean Kippen, who clears it down the line. Chalmers will give chase. Tom Saw will get there first with a minute left on this Barons power play. As I say, their first opportunity with the man advantage in the game.
Chalmers is doing well just to hold the play up there.
He is, yeah. He's doing a fantastic job. Converted from defence to forward to devastating effect. He's got a great shot on him. He's got a hat-trick last week against the Blackburn Hawks. And good set-up play coming in, but it's cleared by Crane, and then once again Carl Ross tussling away, who does a lot of the unselfish work for his team, helping out his D. Maynard tussling with Wetherell on the far side. Sorry, Matthew MacDonald even, I should say, with number 5. Wetherell wears 15. Big hit coming in from Chalmers, who's back helping on his D. I think that's one of the good sides of having a D playing forward. They've got that defensive mindset who will help out. It's a bit like, I suppose, Rick Bentham or Struan Tonner, but in reverse as they're converted forwards to play in D. Warriors will kill that one off then.
Warriors back to full strength, yeah.
Barons only with a couple of half chances really.
They need to get the next goal to get a foothold in this game.
Yeah,
they just need to start and have a bit of a base camp to build from. Nothing's really been right for them so far.
So Harley, who tries to send the puck back the way it came, cross ice, but it's picked off by a trio of Barons players. Mark Maynard almost getting caught in possession there. Big hit coming in from Dean Holland, the respective captains of their side. Adam Finlayson helping out, puck comes loose. And a physical hit coming in once again, this time from Stanley. Shot from distance from Whitehouse, forces Crane to push it up from the blocker up into the air. Gathered by Grigors, who will turn back. He's got Harry Harley as a passing option, and also Sean Kippen. Pass controls, just breaks up the play with Barnes bearing down on goal. 6 minutes left in this game, in this period even, and it's flying by.
It is absolutely flying by.
Shot from distance, that'll be turned aside by Laverick. Whitehouse almost caught there by Barnes. Warriors with a shot away. Good kick save though by Laverick. He's punching the glove there with the blocker. I think he was pleased with that stop, and who can blame him? It was a smart stop from close range. Valacek in there mixing things up. The Czech student who's playing for the Warriors. Thomas Fraser sends it across the face of goal. Rebound comes back out. There's the shot coming from distance. That's turned aside by I think it was the perhaps in fact the tool number 27 defenseman. Dylan Hare collects on his own blue line. Official just getting in the way as his attempted clearance comes back into his zone. Johnson out wide. Set up, Vanacek just has to duck out of that one, and he took his head off as Wetherell closes down. As Stokes will look to turn it around up along the boards. Mulcahy battling there, Stokes has to drop back with Carl Ross putting a good hit in.
It was a good hit. Every time I look up there's 2 Warriors on one bar.
Yeah, it's a different team to the one we saw, well, even just a month or so ago. playing with a lot more intensity. And a shot from distance coming in from Crow. He was coming through the slot there. It was a good shot, but Crane saw it and turned it aside.
Crane got his angles right on that one. He was out the edge of his crease.
Yep. It's going to be a penalty on the right here, is it? Or just on, no,
just
it's
offside.
Yeah.
Because
it looked like he had his arm up for a second there, didn't
he? Or just slipped.
Daniel Lutz, who's one of the linesmen. 4-man system again, as we saw in the first game.
How many times have officials get involved in the play in this tonight? Is it 5 or 6 in the first game? There's been about 2 or 3 in this one already.
Yeah, in fact, no, stand corrected. It's a 3-man system. No, it is 4. It is 4. But yeah, you're right. It's. I think that's maybe one of the problems with having the extra official on the ice. Maybe I'm not sure, but it's not something we see in regular season games, is it?
Well, 8 eyes on the play. We should get all the calls right, shouldn't we?
We should do, yeah. Finlandson with a shot went near side, but come up off the blocker of Laverick and away. This challenge will clear, comes back through. It's going to be covered up though by Crane with Tom Saw closing down on him, and he will take no chance for that one.
What's been happening with the Warriors goalkeepers? I mean, they always liked Richie Lawson. I see he's still playing, but I've not seen him that often. What's the score with him, Adam?
Well, he took a bit of time away from hockey at the start of the season. He's quite a keen golfer, plays at a very high standard actually, so he was enjoying that at the start, but I think because he hadn't had a pre-season, maybe he wasn't fully fit to the standard that he expects, because he just plays high standards on himself and got injured, and he's not featured since, which is a shame. He's only played a couple of games, but I think Josh Crane, who's a young goalie from Nottingham, who worked wonders, in fact, when Nottingham first came into this league, and he actually led his side to a famous victory at Hillheads over Whitley, and he's currently studying for a degree on Tyneside, so he was a good player to get in. And Dean Bowater, who's a local lad that played a lot of his junior hockey on Humberside, so two good young goalies coming through. They're sort of looking at that succession, perhaps. Richie is straight from the draw.
Crane's been good tonight, that's for sure.
He has, yeah. He's a tall goalie. He's maybe not quite as tall as Callum Hepburn, but he does fill the goal quite well. Dean Bowater, maybe for some of the older fans who remember Peter Graham, who played for the Warriors, he's got that style where he's a bit more proactive in leaving the crease and cutting out danger early on. As they're tussling behind the end boards here, Barons will come out with it with Whitehouse. He'll just check back, finds Maynard.
Vatlicek's causing all sorts of problems. He's skating so hard and never giving up on anything.
That's right. He brings a lot of energy. He's on the third line. He's a check import, as we said earlier.
Get his first goal last week, didn't he?
He did indeed, yeah, along with Dylan Hare. So it's good to see. But had a nasty injury himself, so missed quite a substantial amount of the season. But I think normally you wouldn't perhaps have an import on the third line. But you know what, with the unavailability of Phil Edgar and Roland Greetans, he's filled that role perfectly. And to be honest, if he was a local player, I think he would. You would expect him in the lineup every week, but he comes in, he does a solid job, and you can't ask for much more from him. He's of course being trained in the Czech Republic. He's got that skill, as you'd expect from somebody from there. But he's a very, very good player to have on your third line. There's no doubt about that. There's Jamie Ord tries to feed Carl Ross as he goes back to the bench.
That's just 2 minutes left in this period, all right. Unbelievable pace.
It really is, yeah. Dean Holland has to check back. He might have been in an offside position. Finlandson tries to feed Queenan, who cuts inside, couldn't get the puck under control, but a good challenge there by Richard Crowe.
It was great defence.
It was, yeah, recovered well actually. Experienced defenceman Crowe. Been with the Barons for a number of years now himself, as Finlandson carries this one in. And the shot coming in from distance. Fox loses it. Maverick scrambling for it. We're going to whistle on the play though, as there was some jabbing going in. But yeah, it's another opportunity there for Warriors to add to their lead.
Just needed to lift it over the keeper, who's played along the ice. And it's Chalmers, isn't it, the goalie, isn't it? No.
It was
what's the goalie's name again?
Laverick.
Laverick, yeah. He just fell on top of it. A bit of a stramash.
Yeah, again a little bit unorthodox, but got the job done. We've got a face-off in the Baron zone. Sean Kippen taking the draw for the Warriors and wins it. Gets it back to Craig Johnson. Tom Saw closing him down, but this is a spinorama there. But comes loose, yeah. Jordan Barnes hoping to crash that one home. Just about kept in, sent around the dashers. And it will be picked off by the Barons on the near side in front of their bench as some of their players have to take avoiding action. Whereas probably should be used to that, they don't really have plexi. Well, they don't have plexi at all down in Solihull. As Chalmers tangling up along the boards in front of the penalty box as Kai's trying to work it free now. Sean Kippen coming in as well, and then that's cleared by Craig Johnson, gets it out the zone with just over 40 seconds left in the period. Tom Saw looking to set up his man in the high slot, but it comes out the zone. Marcus Maynard will hold on. On to the far side with Saw, who fires. That's a lovely glove save by Josh Craig.
Beautiful glove save.
We were going to face off in the Warriors zone with a little over 25 seconds left in the period. Period really where the Warriors started so brightly as the shot comes in, kick save again, sent into the corner. Off the end boards, Warriors will come across with Queenan, who will look to just ease it up. And in fact, no, it's Jamie Ord, in fact, number 27 rather than 57. Mulcahy sends it over into a corner for Callum Bowley to pick off, but Warriors will just blast it clear. Comes all the way down for Laverick. And that will do it then for that opening period, and a period where the Warriors couldn't have wished for it to go much better, really. As Dean Holland, I don't know what that was about, but he seemed to go over to Bowley. But I don't know whether that was something to do with the penalty earlier, but he seemed to be a little bit hot-headed there, Dean, when he went over.
That wouldn't have been like him, would it?
No comment. Yes, Dean has obviously got to keep his emotions in check, perhaps, after...
I think it's been a very disciplined performance by the Warriors, and I think the only thing they'll be disappointed about is they've not scored more than 2. It's been that dominant, and I think they've done particularly well.
As Sean Kippen and Nicholas Anderson battle for a puck. Sean Kippen wins it. Jordan Barnes hands it back to Dylan Hare. Across to Harley, back to Hare. Forward tipped on nicely though by Steve Chalmers, who will chase with Challenge closing him down. Chalmers just losing an edge there. The Barons, I thought they got it back there, but Chalmers doing a good job of shielding the puck. Dylan Hare keeps it in, shot from distance. Jordan Barnes doing a good job of trying to screen the goalie, but the Barons will get it clear. As Harry Harley will fire it in, it's going to be gloved, but that was a very quick whistle, unless perhaps the Warriors were in an offside position, in fact, when it was fired back in by Harley.
Yeah, it's offside.
Yeah.
Whoever gets the next goal, as we said in many games, Warriors get it, you fancy that to stretch away, Barons get it, and they're right back in this.
Yeah, they are right back in, as you say. The 2-goal lead isn't ever really comfortable in hockey. It's a good start by the Warriors, but I'd say it was mainly one-way traffic, but the Barons do look dangerous on the break, and a couple of times when they were short-handed, in fact, they could have scored against the Warriors. That's blasted down to be an icing call on the Warriors.
I think the Warriors will want to keep the tempo high, the game flowing. This stop and start, ice and stuff will suit the way that they've started out playing this game. It'll suit the Barons.
I think it will, yeah. As you said, I mean, we were just saying off air before, when the Warriors play that high tempo, high intensity hockey, not many people can live with that. And as you said, if the Barons can slow it down a bit, that brings them back in the game as the shot comes in.
That was a good shot.
Point, yeah, it was Jordan Stokes who wound that one up, but come off the blocker of Josh Crane. Netting will get a face off to the right of his goal as he looks at it. Callum Bowley to take the draw up against Callum Queenan of the Warriors. Right away before the puck drop, we're back underway. As Grigors sends it around the boards to Finlandson, who looks to cut back inside, out wide to Queenan, who takes it down the left channel. Throw going with him, just enough to ease him away from goal. Now Finlandson to a high slot fire, just smashes out wide, but comes back again for Holland. Shot comes in, I think it just clipped off the top of the net on the way through. Back to Griggles off the boards, fires deflected up off Mulcahy into the plexi, and we should get a face-off in the Baron zone then, as the Warriors will use the opportunity for a line change, and indeed so will the Barons.
Yeah. Good play there by both teams.
Carl Ross will take the draw for the Warriors. Looks like Whitehouse for the Barons, and it's the Barons who win it. Cleared only as far as Dunhare, who fires it back into the corner to Jamie Ord. Nice cut back to Ross, but perhaps there right in front of him to block that effort. MacDonald unable to keep it in, he'll retreat. Put under a bit of pressure there by Farrell, the number 22 for the Barons. I think Jamie Ord just got a piece of that. Well, they're calling it icing, but I'm pretty sure Jamie Ord got a piece of that.
I think he touched it as well.
But we will get it brought back into the Warriors zone then.
4 pairs of eyes and still makes sense.
Yeah, of course it is easy for us to say that up here. We see the game from a completely different perspective to what it is at ice level, and if there's players in the way, then no matter how many eyes there are, I suppose you're not going to spot it.
Of course it is, and it's such a fast-moving game. I wouldn't like to be officiating this game.
No. There's Dylan Hare along the near side, fires it in. It's going to be another icing call on the Warriors though, and well, start to his second period, a little bit more scrappy from what we saw in the first, Andrew.
Yeah, I think so. If we could get a goal, I think they would put up maybe a wee bit of doubt in the Warriors, and just give them a little foothold into the game. But they've got to get that goal, and creating goals for the Warriors has been brilliant.
Optison with the draw, gets it back to Tom Saw. His shot is charged down. Warriors looking to carry it out.
Ross looks like he's injured.
Yeah, he's gone back to the bench. We've got Spuglis. He's trying to carry it out. Barron's looking to come back, and this is a much better performance from them in his second period.
Chances.
Yeah, Harry Harley almost getting caught with the possession of the. Sorry, Maddie MacDonald even almost getting caught in possession of the puck. Barons though, it's a much better performance from them, as what I just said. Fierce rebound.
That wasn't covered up. That whistle was too soon.
I think the referee assumed he had it, but as you say, it was a quick whistle, and the puck come loose once again. And well, the Warriors are starting to make some errors here now that the Barons are applying a bit more pressure on them.
That'll give the Barons just a little bit more confidence that they can nick something here.
Sean Gibbons' line is back out there, facing the top line of the Barons, the opposite line.
The Warriors just encroaching.
Yeah, Sean Gibbons with a warning. Wins the draw, Saw trying to control but can't, and then challenge will drop back. Now with Harry Harley crossing the neutral zone, carries it into the offensive zone now, fires it in on goal, big rebound. Tom Saw will gather. Chalmers trying to disrupt the play, but it slipped out wide onto the right wing to Smith. Big clearance and a big heavy hit coming in. Don't think Sean Kipping liked that one with the hit coming in. He's
another good save.
Let Smith know about it. It was shot from distance.
Barnes are playing much better the second period.
Yeah, they've obviously read the riot act in the dressing room, and it's worked because it's a much better performance from them as Grigors try to flick on the outside.
Oh, got to be a call on that.
Yeah, it was a fierce challenge there by the Barons player on Grigors, and he collided into the net. In the end, it was Challenge who come off worse. Actually, Grigors just sort of looked round to see what all the fuss was about, almost, as he collided with the net. But I think Challenge will be going to the box for that one. It was quite a cynical challenge, really, wasn't it?
Very cynical.
But Grigors, though, to be fair to him, got his shot away. It was a flick from the outside of a stick, and it would have been a great finish if it had gone in. Actually, it doesn't look like the penalty is going to be called, so perhaps it was just a warning, but it certainly looked like he was going to call. Maybe it was just because the net had come off, and that's why.
Unbelievable in my mind there, Adam.
Yeah, well, we'll just have to focus here, and it almost scrambled in, and once again, Maverick, though, this time maybe getting the lucky bounce, which he didn't have earlier on in the first period, just reaches behind him and stops it from crossing the goal line.
He just lay down on it,
yeah,
on his back. I mean, that first goal that went in some ways, Warriors were fortunate to get that goal, fortunate of the 2-0 lead, but a bit of luck there for the Barons.
It certainly was, yeah, as Fraser gets it back to Valacek. Shot from distance, just flashes wide, comes back once again. Kipping can't control. Barron's looking to get it clear. Lovely layoff there towards Bowley, who carries it in. Now Valachik trying to put some pressure on. Now Craig Johnson will go with him. And it comes loose at Thomas Fraser, who feeds Sean Kipping, who will dump it in, go for the line change, and the Warriors will look to try and regain possession with Richard Crowe in possession right now. Queenan doing some good work there, just with the puck handler. Stokes will clear. That's going to be an icing call on the Barons though. So Warriors now with a couple of face-offs in the offensive zone. They're growing back into his second period, which the Barons have looked quite strong in so far.
Yep, I think it's been more even than the first period. I would say, and I think the Warriors had the first period easily. Yep. This is more even, and the Barons wouldn't be surprised if they nicked a goal.
No, I wouldn't be either. I think certainly the balance of play at the start of this period, they probably deserve something from
it. Hook, if ever there was one, nothing called so far. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Carries it in off the boards towards Grigors. To a high slot, will fire. Only just flashes wide though. Laverick really slung himself into that save, but he picked off now by Mulcahy. Finlayson. Sends it in towards goal. Dean Holland trying to get it under control. Laverick scrambling, it's loose. And then Laverick just lies down and once again it does enough just to stop it from creeping in at that back post. But Warriors starting to put the pressure on once again.
Yeah. Keeper was lucky there, wasn't he?
He was a little bit, yeah, but well, I think he did just enough, didn't he? He did what he had to do to make the stop, and it worked for him.
It just squatted out loose, and you just thought it was going to get rifled into the back of the net.
Yeah, Dean Holland, I think was thinking that too. He was waiting there to pounce, but didn't come. Douglas touches it back to Hartley, rebound again. This time he'll gather it in though with the use of the stick, and Maverick will hold on. So we've got another face-off in the Baron zone.
Not quite as fast flowing as the first period. We've only played 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes in this one.
No, it's much slower pace, and we were saying before that's really what the Barons need to do. Is the Warriors were looking to run riot.
100%, suits the Barons.
Slater gets clattered by Douglas as he releases the puck with the Warriors now to Dylan Hare. Fires in on goal, trying to find Carl Ross, who could potentially have diverted it towards goal, but obviously coming under some pressure from the Barons D.
Ross just about got his stick in it. It was millimetres away from deflecting that in.
It was, yeah. Dylan Hare, good recovery challenge again. His positional sense is fantastic for such a young defenceman, former Billingham Styles player, of course, who's moved up the A19 this season. Jordan Barnes.
Nothing wrong with that hit at all.
Put a hit in. I think there was some disgruntled Barons fans just above them, but as you said, I didn't see anything wrong with it either. And to be fair, I don't think the Barons player did it anyway, so Weatherall carries it in onto the left wing. Maynard will go with him. I think Weatherall just blows a tyre before Maynard could get the hit in, but Weatherall's not going to stop battling. There's maybe a punch thrown there towards Weatherall's face. Shot comes in, rebound, but it's in the back of the net. I thought Laverick had it, but it come loose. Thomas Fraser celebrating. It must have been Fraser who put it in, but I can't believe Laverick let that one go. I thought he had it all day long.
No.
But the Warriors then with their third goal of the night, and coming at a crucial time really, because the Barons had really grown into this period.
It was kind of scrappy. There were a lot of errors leading up to a lot of players losing edges and such like before it. But Warriors played to the whistle and just got it in. Yeah,
I'm saying it was sort of that distraction going on behind the net between Anthony Weatherall and Marcus Maynard, and then amongst all that, Thomas Fraser popped up and was able to stab it home. But I thought Laverick had a hold of that one, I must admit. I think maybe he had it as well, but 6 minutes then into this second period as Barons
took a deflection.
It did, yeah. There's a huge block as well on the follow-up. Fraser across to Grigors. Smith closing him down. It will clear a zone, or will it? No, it's going to be kept in by Maynard. Poke check clearance by Grigors, collected by Crow at centre red. He'll dump it in. Josh Crane will leave his crease, sets it up for Grigors. The experienced D-man for the Warriors, Latvian import, who spent much of his career up in Edinburgh, either with the Capitals or the Murrayfield Racers. Essentially on loan until the end of the season, with the Racers not having any ice this season. Holland, and then Crow picks off a loose puck. Finlayson trying to put him under some pressure, as does Queenan. The puck comes loose to Finlayson, but then Crow recovers. Another good hit coming in from Queenan, who's put himself about a bit. Yeah, Barons just didn't get the rubber of green then, and then either could Dean Holland, who looked to try and counter. Warriors do regain possession with Grigors, and they will take it into the corner with Mulcahy closing them down. Philip Mulcahy, I should say. Good pass out there. Good Bowley, who fires high stick maybe. Not called. And then we're going to get a slashing call on Grigors. Is it all Chalmers even? Sorry.
What a miss by Bowley.
Yeah,
plenty of time.
Opportunity that. But well, the Barons going back on the power play then. So
the Barons need to score to just get into this playoff weekend. Otherwise, they've no fulfilled the potential that this team has. They've been such a good team throughout the year.
Yep.
They've been dangerous, but I just don't feel they're playing to their capabilities just now, Adam.
No, they're not. Of course, the only side to beat the Sharks in regulation time this season. Of course, the only other loss was the overtime win for the Lions, but the only team to actually beat them within the regulation 60 minutes. And they are a dangerous side, particularly on their own ice, but on the day they can beat anyone.
Yeah.
I think the Warriors player there just got caught high up by Philip Mulcahy. It was Dylan Hare who got caught high. But not happy with that at all, and I think Sean Kiffins having a word with Mulcahy, who's skating away, but he definitely caught Dylan Hare high up. I think he's going to go over and apologise when he does.
I think he did catch him high. His hair was falling, but I think it was totally accidental.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, the fact that Mulcahy went straight across to apologise, I don't think he meant to it happen. It was just unfortunate, and I think Dylan's shaking it off now, thankfully. So
Hare's been good tonight. He's been really good.
He's been great all season for the Warriors. He's been such a great signing. Very young, but you would assume will have a bright future in the game.
He's been playing better tonight than I've seen him play through the season, so he's obviously developing as we go.
He certainly has. His hands will be covered up by Crane, but Barons looking to take it towards goal as we edge closer to the midway point in the game. Yeah, just going back to that about what you said there about Dylan Hare, yeah, he's been strong all year, but I think, as you've said, the last couple of months he's really grown in confidence, and defensively he has been one of the leaders for the Warriors. Tom Saw will gather, fires, it's deflected up into the netting, and we will get another face-off in the Warriors zone. As, of course, the Warriors still
1:27 left in the penalty,
yeah. Good win draw there for
Warriors cleared it.
the Barons, but Holland are going to push out. Philip Mulcahy will gather on the left wing. As he's dumped onto the ice by Dean Holland. The Barons trying to set something up here though. Good block shot though as Daniel Mulcahy tried to get one in on goal, but combination I think of Harry Harley and Craig Johnson just doing enough to put him off.
That was good physical defence.
It was, yeah.
Nothing wrong with it at all.
It's great to see Craig Johnson out there for the Warriors. He's not played since about January, but you wouldn't know he hasn't been away. No signs of rustiness at all. Obviously been training hard. I know David Longsoft had them doing extra sessions these last couple of weeks, and it's certainly paid off. Brings across to Tom Saw. Stokes with a hit coming off Ross, and then the Warriors looking to catch him on the break maybe, but I think Harry Harley's just happy to dump that one in, and the Warriors will eat into more of this penalty clock. Barons looking for maybe one last push with this man advantage, but again, good play by Matthew MacDonald, who got the stick in there just to disrupt the play, and then he'll clear his zone, forces Stokes to track back to Slater. Back to Stokes once again, up the line. Philip Mulcahy out wide. Warriors come off our penalty. Barons will have to retreat now as the Warriors advance up on the left wing boards. Sharma's just trying to get the puck under control. Barons are able to clear. McDonald will dump it in. Going here will gather at centre red. He'll dump it in now. Marcus Maynard will gather up the line to Whitehouse. To Stanley. As Tom Saw waits for, Marcus Maynard even waits for the puck to come towards him. Keeping the puck moving for the Barons, who, let's say, this is a good shift from this unit. Ross couldn't gather the pass in. Good hit by Ross Douglas, who took out Johnny.
Another good one.
Yeah, Stanley as well, getting upended. Some good mid-ice hits coming in as Holland takes it into the offensive zone. And then once again, it's the Barons who win it back. They'll just clear the zone, dump it in. As the Warriors go for a line change, and I think the Barons will too. The top line is back out there for the Barons of Patterson and Smith.
Chances.
Yeah, set up there for Finlayson, tried to deke it back, but once again, no. Laverick relying on his back, but got the job done and made the save. We're going to face off then to the left of Laverick's goal as he looks at it from that angle. Sean Kippen to take the draw for the Warriors. Otterson for the Barons. It's going to be the Barons who just about come out with it, but some good hustle play there by Jordan Barnes. Forces his man to cough at the puck behind the net. Barnes looking for a passing option, tries to get it towards Chalmers, but the Barons will just about get it away on the far side. Chalmers keeps it in. Grigors even keeps it in on the far side. Johnson dumps it in, forces Laverick to leave his crease, but he'll in turn will leave it on the far side to Haywood. Johnson, distance, puck bounces up off the pads of Laverick, and Otterson looking to carry it away with just under 9 minutes left in this period. Otterson with a shot, it was a rising shot, comes back off the plexi or perhaps one of the stanchions between the glass, but back into play. Warriors looking to go again. Sean Kippen will send it up the line. Gathered in by Stokes. A lot more hitting going in now, Andrew.
Some good physical stuff going on there, isn't there?
It certainly is. As Thomas Fraser looking for goal number 2 for him. It's carried up the right wing side by Smith. Trying to pick out Tom Saw, which he'll do, but his attempted jump into the zone is picked up by Harley. And Bowley in the rebound. And Smith scores and gets the Barons on the score sheet. And that's what this game needed. Barons getting a foothold in the game.
Welcome to the playoffs, Solihull. I mean, I think that was a deserved goal for the effort that they've put in. It was a bit scrappy through centre ice, a few deflections, but it came in, passing at the middle. And the goal scorer put it away with aplomb, I would say.
He did, yeah. He finished it well, and courtesy Warriors lead to 2. And the Barons aren't going to go away anytime soon. Warriors do have to be careful, though. There's been a number of occasions this season where they've looked to be in what looked like a healthy lead, only to seem to switch off in the second half of the game and allow their opponents back in. So they need to be careful that doesn't happen again. But
the Warriors need to keep the tempo high, because that's where they've had most of their success. They look the fitter team.
Yeah, and I guess all that extra training has been working.
That's going to be delay again, surely.
Yeah, it's puck fired into the over the top of the plexi. Confirmation of Smith's goal. And, a bit of a surprise non-call there, but I think
the puck was played directly over the plexi.
Yeah, I guess it was from the offensive side though, wasn't it?
Could it ended up in the bench? I doubt it. Possibly.
Yeah.
There was one like that in the first game that wasn't called either.
Yeah, some perhaps baffling calls, but looks like they're going to bring the draw further back, which Both teams have lined up in the Baron zone. It looks like they're going to get it just in front of the Warriors' blue line. No, it's centre ice in fact.
Centre ice, yeah. The officials know more than us.
I should hope so, right, to be fair.
Well, they should do.
Yeah, they should, yeah.
I'm sure they do.
Out wide, off the boards, towards goal. But, that's going to be an icing call on the Warriors. It's dumped in and it'll be brought back into the Warriors zone this time.
The Warriors need to get back to this free-flowing, quick hockey that they played in the first. They're getting tied up and they're getting thrown into a game plan by Solihull, which is working for Solihull to an extent because they got back into this game. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, Harry Harley sending it over. Played up the line for Daniel Mulcahy to chase. He'll have to drop back and help out his team here. Douglas forcing him into giving it the puck here. Carl Ross looking to capitalise, but gathered in by Laverick.
Defensive mistake there from Mulcahy. He gave the Warriors a golden chance.
Yeah, he just seemed to hang on too long. I mean, he obviously was dropping back to try and help out his team, but played himself into a bit of trouble there, perhaps.
As you say, we've got the benefit of being quite high up in the gantry here. We can see the whole ice. Maybe down there, a bit more difficult, but he shouldn't have put his team in that position.
Yeah, and of course he's under a bit more pressure than we are.
Yes, of course.
Again, Valacek putting the 110% into every shift that he does. Sean Kippin looking to get the puck. We've got a whistle on the play, but I think what Mr. Lutz was saying there was it'd come back out the zone and cross back in, across the blue line, but Dean Holland and Jamie Ord I don't think were too convinced.
Yeah, I'd side with him. I never saw it come over the blue line.
I didn't, but again, we will trust their better judgment. Yeah, Valacek will turn and dump it in with just under 7 minutes left in the second period now. McDonald fires it in from distance. Comes off Haywood. Barons up on the far side. To carry it out here. It's good play this by Farrell.
He's outnumbered by the end of it though.
And then Valacek putting the hit in again on Slater. Weatherall will check back. He's sorry, McDonald even will check back to Johnson. At the line to Dean Holland to Finlayson now, who will take up the slack on the left wing.
That was a good check. Good stick check there. Puts the puck out.
McDonald to Queenan. Tom Saw waiting on the blue line, gets a shot away, but Josh Crane will hold on to that one. It was a good stop. But Saw, I think, was probably one opportunity back again. He seemed to hit it straight at the logo, whereas I'm sure he would have looked to have steered it beyond Crane.
It was straight at the keeper. Absolutely straight at him.
Otterson and Queen with the draw. Warriors come out with it. Grigors will be put under a bit of pressure here by Saw. He'll hold on. Out wide to Holland once again. To Finlayson. Ross is calling for it. Back to Grigors. Finlayson, he couldn't gather, and then the Barons will look to try and break out. They'll dump it in. And Dylan Hare will get there first with a little over 5 minutes left in the period. Otterson can't control. Jamie Ord will, and he will look to set the play away. He'll feed Ross, who takes it into the offensive zone, gets in behind Stokes. Big hit coming in. Otterson shakes it off though.
There's a chance here.
Lovely play from Smith to Saw. He tried to return past Saw, but Grigors read it, and he will carry it out the zone, leading the offensive charge here. But once again, a clever defensive play by Stokes. He just did enough with a poke check just to get it away. Mulcahy.
That's two great plays by Hare again.
It is, yeah. Barnes gets a puck off Hare, takes it into the corner with Stokes and Crow keeping him in there. Kippin. Puck comes loose, and the Barons will look to try and break once again, but Sean Kippin quick to put his man under some pressure, forces a turnover. Jordan Barnes collects off the board, fires, goes under the pads though, and Laverick will hold on.
Laverick wasn't sure where that puck was. Barnes shot was a good shot.
Yeah,
Soar's coming back into this match a wee bit more now. He's causing a little bit of problems on the offence for the Warriors.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he's an experienced leader. Does a fantastic job. Leads the team in point scoring this season. Some way behind overall leader. Greetowns even.
Keeper's lost his stick.
Yeah, shot from distance, just comes back off the board.
He's regained it.
Challenge with his man up into the corner. Yeah, Sean Kippen, second in goals scored this season for the Warriors, leads the team in points. Team Holland, there's a scrambling Laverick as Queenan tried to flick it in at the back post, but got a whistle on the play with under 4 minutes remaining in the period now.
Net was off there. They don't ground the net in here, Adam. It's like these suckers that they put on, and it seems to come off quite regularly.
Yeah. Johnson was expecting to pass there. Barnes instead switches the play out to the opposite side. And then Kai sitting on the goal, and then Barnes again trying to perhaps set up Chalmers. Barnes will get a third effort once more, comes through the crease into a corner. Chalmers collecting. It's in behind Challenge now, and then Barnes back to Chalmers. Those two linking up very well on this shift. Into a corner. Daniel Mulcahy. The ball towards Johnson. Played forward. Chalmers sandwiched between two Barons players. They will come loose. Barons looking to get it out. Johnson just about keeps it in. Jeremy Orr will go there, but in fact he wins the race ahead of two as he feeds Douglas, but had to take the puck away from goal, and he's angled narrowed a little bit there, but it was a good stop in the end by Laverick, who just slung himself into the save once more.
I have no idea how the Barons survived that. They're like the architects of their own downfall here. They've got chances to clear the puck, they don't, they turn back in, and it's just given Whitley the movement forward, the impetus. That's some poor defensive play with the Barons, and they were lucky to get away without losing a goal.
That's right, Valacek straight from the draw. Well, Gabba digs it up the corner, go towards goal. Laverick again scrambling. I think it's covered up this time, but there's a Caps and the Warriors player still mixing it up. That was Valacek, wasn't it? I think they thought the puck was still loose, but Laverick was quite confident he had it, and indeed he did. Got a face off to the right of Laverick's goal as he looks at it. Carl Ross going in for the draw up against Whitehouse of the Barons. Shot from distance. Comes into the corner to Slater. And then cleared nicely by the Barons, who will take it into the zone. Then they get a shot away. They will, but I think it was already into the pads of Crane, and then I think players just ran out of real estate there. Whitehouse taking a tumble, and the Warriors net is off its moorings.
Yeah, it was almost in slow motion. Crane made the save, and the momentum just carried everybody into Crane, who backed into the net, and it just went over. But the Barons will actually be quite pleased that they survived that last 2-3 minutes, and they're actually in the Warriors zone just now.
They are, yeah. It was quite a long passage of play, a bit of pressure there by the Warriors, and as you said, the Barons will be thankful just to get it up the other end of the ice, give themselves a breather if nothing else, but put an opportunity even to have a shot on goal themselves. I'm sure they'd look to cut the deficit before they go into the break.
Barons will be quite happy going into the break 3-1 down, I think.
Yeah, it's obviously this period is tied at 1, as it were, but Warriors with a 2-goal lead that they brought into a period with them. The Barons are keeping it tight. It's
keeping it interesting, that's for sure. Lovely move.
Filling some will gather, winds up a big slap shot, rebound. Holland couldn't gather, he was already committed to going towards goal. Barons will look to counter. Warriors have to be careful here not to be caught on the break. Queenan, he's trying to ease his man off the perk, comes to Saw, who gets a shot away. And mix things up a little bit there. Tom Sorvo, he's not a fighter, be the first to admit that. And
that's handbags.
It was really. As Grigors tried to mix things up a little bit, just out muscling his opponent, but spoke to Tom Saw's dad a few years back. He says, no, for such a tall guy, he's not interested in the fisticuffs or anything like that. He just wants to get on and play hockey. And who can blame him? He's got a fantastic shot on him. Played at a high level as well, of course. He's had stints with the Panthers at various stages, or certainly earlier on in his career. Pro under the cross. The line tipped on rubber bands. It will go into the zone. Sean Kippin will give chase. That's Will Stanley. Moves back out to Daniel Mulcahy. Rebounds. Comes back in. It's hit the post.
No.
It looked in for a second. It was very close. There's a bit of pushing and shoving there. Stanley and Hare mixing it up. That emotion's running high, as you can imagine there.
There was no light on. It looked to me like it went in, but I'd love to see it in slow-mo.
Jordan Barnes wanted to go with Stanley, and I think Barnes is getting led away. I think he might have earned himself a penalty here, and Stanley giving him a sarcastic way, but no, Jordan Barnes is being led back to his bench, so no penalties called. Probably a sensible call there by the officials, because it wasn't fisticuffs, it was handbags and nothing more. Really.
Handbags, I was more interested to see what they were going to call with the shot. Must have just clipped the top of the bar, I think.
Yeah. But Stanley certainly seemed fired up. I think it was shot going agonisingly close, and then the net coming off its moorings, it was very close to going in. It maybe part of the puck might even have crossed the line, but it was obviously quick as a flash. We'll see the replays obviously later on. I can't gather. Grigors will. The wrist taking it towards goal, but gets it clear.
Got to be icing.
Yeah. It'll be carried back up to the other end of the ice for the Warriors to defend in their zone. 1:13 seconds left in the period.
So Jordan Barnes has got to be careful now, get drawn into this game that Solihull want to play, the stop-start.
Yeah.
We need to avoid penalties and keep the tempo high.
We do, yeah. Comes back to Slater, shots charged down. Has to retrieve it, but couldn't really get a second attempt at goal. Warriors looking to counter, darting towards goal. In the end, no, Finlayson couldn't hold on any longer, put the centering pass in, but it was well ahead of Dean Holland. Now we'll get a whistle on the play for the net being off. With under a minute remaining now.
Dean Holland made a nice move though to get in front of his defender.
He really did, yeah. Just couldn't get up there quick enough. Finlayson's a very fast skater, and delayed the pass for as long as he possibly could before releasing it.
But that was just about perfect. I mean, it was just, the pass was just that little bit in front of Dean.
Yeah. Carl Ross to save the draw for the Warriors, and it will come out to Dylan Hare, who fires, rebound, and Maverick almost juggling with it on his stick, but he's helped out by his D there. We've got it clear, got the job done. MacDonald will play it at the left wing boards. Douglas can't control, and then Marcus Maynard steps in, but they're saying the Barons were offside there with 38 seconds left in the period. They will get a face-off in the neutral zone, just down in front of the Warriors' blue line. Sean Kippin will take the draw for his side. Nicholas Otterson for the Barons. These two sides matching up well for most of the game. Warriors do have four lines they're rolling out. The Barons, it's more of a three-line system with a few spares who they rotate in on that third line. Kippin played up the line by the Warriors, trying to feed Chalmers, trying to get the puck under control, back under the stick, but I think Maynard did well there, just ushering him aside and completely outmuscled him. He's a huge frame at the back there. Tom Saw across to Otterson. There's a top line for the Barons, as we were saying, the one way you'd expect the danger to be done. Marcus Maynard gathers in the neutral zone. That was just Saw for one time. They didn't get a clean connection on it though, but worth having a shot from with the clock ticking down for the end of the period. It was worth a go, but well, it was a lot closer that period. It wasn't much separating them at all, to be honest.
No, I don't think so, Adam. I think the difference for me was the first period flew by, absolutely flew by. This period seemed to go on forever, and I think that's down to the Barons stopping and starting the game. And I think if the Warriors want to go on and win this, they're going to have to be smart, keep their heads, play hockey, no get involved.
Yeah, first period, very much the Warriors playing that high intensity, high pressure style that it was so successful from last weekend against Blackburn. But the Barons very much bringing it back. The swing of the momentum really coming back towards them with the way they broke the play up, made it a bit more scrappy, and the Warriors just weren't allowed to really play that game that they wanted.
I think the Warriors look the better team. Whether they get away to play that style of hockey that they want remains to be seen. But as I say, the Barons are very much in this game now.
They are, yeah, as Warriors couldn't control it in the neutral zone. Barons with a shot, rebound, huge rebound in fact, and there's a second one coming in. Whistle come, the puck was still loose, but there's a bit of a quick whistle there on the Barons. I think they'll be a little bit disappointed with that.
I think the whistles for the goalkeeper holding on or covering up have been way too soon. I think there's been quite a lot of leniency in the calls as well. I think there's a number of calls that you and I made from up here. I guess that's the style of the semi-final and how the referees are wanting to play it. Yeah. But I'm frustrated that the cover-up's getting called too soon.
Yeah, they are a bit. And, well, the face-off is in the Warriors zone, but Barons will get control of it with challenge, ended up the left-wing boards. Holland looking to stretch it out, and he will just about get it out. He loses his balance as he comes across the blue line, though. Can't control.
Thought it was a trip myself.
Well, I didn't want to sound too biased. I mean, but yes, I guess it was. Huge hit coming in from Grigors on Otterson. And then the Warriors will get it clear. Challenge will gather in his own zone. The first minute of his final period is almost done. Barons will carry it in. And it was just that skate to stick kick movement there by Otterson, which laid his teammates into an offside position. I think he had one on each side. Each of his wings were perhaps in an offside position, but obviously called against the Barons, so it will come out of the Warriors zone. Mr. Lutz getting ready to drop the puck. We're back underway. Whitehouse can't gather. Dylan Hare will for the Warriors. He switches the play onto the far side, comes all the way around for Jamie Ord, who feeds Douglas. Nice give and go there.
Douglas was offside, yeah,
Douglas straight offside. Jamie Ord realised it and just left the puck where it was. Kyle Ross will gather. Back out wide. Ord couldn't control. It was a bouncing puck, just rode up on his stick a little bit. Douglas will beat the offside this time.
He just played that inside him.
Yeah.
Man coming through.
Jordan Barnes collects a loose puck. Looking for an option here for Chalmers. Jumps loose, skip in. Oh, Barnes' shot just flashes wide of that far post. That was a good opportunity up for Warriors to get goal number 4.
And that's symptomatic of what we said in the second about the Barons being the architect of their own downfall. Some shocking defensive play.
Yeah, 100%. As we will get a face-off outside the Baron zone. 2 minutes gone exactly then in the period. It's the Callum Queenan line out there for the Warriors. It's the Mulcahy line out there for the Barons, although looks like Stanley's been inserted onto that line in place of Callum Bowley. The two Mulcahy brothers usually are on the same line together. Indeed they are again on this shift as Finlayson carries it in to the offensive zone. Got Queenan with him as an option, but keeping a hold of the puck. We'll find Harry Harley, who will heads up play, shoots, maybe hits somebody high up there. He's gone in and Queenan squeezes it in at the back post, and the Warriors do get goal number 4. And but in the end that pressure just told.
That's all credit to Harry Harley. It's the second goal that's been scored from that position. He had all day to line up his shot. Shot came in. Bit of a mess in front, backhanded shot in, easy as you like.
Yeah, that's a huge goal for the Warriors actually, because as we said at the start of the period, the Barons had found a way back in that second period, just seemed to be getting back that momentum, but with that, a 3-goal lead now for the Warriors.
Warriors should be able to hold on to a 3-goal lead for the last 17 and a half minutes. In fact, I expect them to extend it, to be honest.
Would think so. I mean, a bit like what we saw in the first game when Bellingham had to start committing players forward to get the goal back. You'd expect the Barons to do the same, and maybe the Warriors can catch him on the break as Carl Ross tries to squeeze it in with the attempted wraparound. There's some physical play going in there. Challenge almost ragdolling in there, but we'll get a whistle on the play, and the officials are quick to break that up. So, I mean, Carl Ross, I think, was entitled to go for the attempted wraparound shot. So
I can't believe that there's not been a call on the Barons there, because Ross was pushed 3 or 4 times between 2 Barons players.
Almost pinball, didn't he, the
Absolutely.
way he ricocheted off them. But yeah, I mean, the Warriors aren't reacting to it, they're just getting on with it. It's got a professional response from them, you've got to say.
That's what they need to do. If they start taking penalties, they'll bring Solihull back into this game.
Absolutely, yeah, as Chimes will dump it in.
And they're starting to become a bit of needle in the game, I have to say. Just start to feel of a bit of bad temper between the two teams.
Yeah, I seem to remember there was something similar in the game 6 years ago, and on that occasion it was the big defenseman Dan Pye who launched Nicholas Otterson. He torpedoed through the air, took the net off. It was quite a spectacular sight, but obviously Dan Pye got a big penalty for that one as Hardy shoots from distance. Takes out Sean Kippen just about there, who felt the full force of that into it might have been the inside of his knee, but he's back up thankfully. And Kippen with a shot from distance. Valacek will collect the loose puck on the right wing boards in front of the Warriors fans. Valacek to Chalmers. Otterson now comes out to Harley. And towards goal, it almost bounced up as it reached Laverick. And out on the left wing now, Tom Sawles, he cuts inside, flicked on by Whitehouse. Johnson will get there just ahead of his man, Finlinson, playing it up the left wing boards. Tried to feed Queenan, who's stretching to get but Whitehouse will get there first. Later, trying to disrupt that play, dumped in by Dean Holland with just under 16 minutes remaining in this second semi-final. Queenan, he drops back into the zone, sends it across to Dylan Hare, up to Douglas, who will have to chase this. He will get in behind his man. Quick skater, Ross Douglas finds Jamie Ord. These two playing for the under-20s together a couple of years back. They really came through juniors together. A few of them actually from that era. Anthony Weatherall's another one. Ord gets it back to Grigors. Off the boards to Douglas. Comes back loose for Carl Ross, who will, or Grigors just had to juggle that a little bit between his skates, couldn't keep it in, he'll have to backtrack, but the Barons getting a good clearance there, and well, a good passage of play once again by the Warriors, Andrew.
I think this is reminiscent of the first period.
Yeah, Chalmers gathering now, tries to feed Barnes, and then back again to Chalmers, on it almost looped up, but just looped up outside of the goal rather than drop it into the net. But yeah, I know the Warriors really dislike the middle period for the long defensive change. They do struggle with that at times, but they do seem to be finding that first period on once again as Mulcahy gets a shot, just flashes wide via the pads of Crane, and then another shot, rebound, and Crane will cover it up this time, and we'll get a whistle on the play for the cover-up.
Grigors is going to have to be careful.
Yeah, Grigors is reacting here. Sean Kippen, I think, is in there just trying to...
The referee's down.
Yeah, just to
That's
break
not
it
good.
up. It's not, no. As you said, Andrew, there is definitely a needle coming in here as Phil Mulcahy has lost his helmet.
Yeah, we just felt there was a bit of needle coming into it. And if you're the Warriors coach, if you're David, you're going to say don't take penalties.
Yeah, well that's it. And I mean, on the whole, the Warriors have been very disciplined today, I think. But again, the official's not calling anything. They just let it go. They diffuse the situation and let it go. And that's probably for the best for the game, as it were, because we don't want to see players off the ice. We want to see them on there doing what they do best, and that's entertaining us. Comes back to Dylan Hare. Finlinson was waiting for a puck, but Smith just did well to disrupt that, and the Warriors will have to drop back and try and go again. They will clear it, but it's gloved at centre ice by Saw, who winds up a huge slap shot from far out. Warriors with a heads-up play. Dylan Hare looking to go for a stretch pass. In the end, it will be cleared by Harry Harley. Marcus Maynard will have to backtrack with a fast-skating Jamie Orr closing down on him. As a big hit comes in, it opens the gate there. Dean Bowater had to just take avoiding action as Warriors are in, and it was a shot of the outside of the stick from Carl Ross. It was a rising shot though, couldn't keep it on target. Johnson with a shot from distance, fires, and then again pushing and shoving going in after a whistle, and it seems to be every time now, Andrew, if there's action at either end of the ice, there's pushing and shoving going in, and it's not even a case of the forward being anywhere near the goalie.
There's a call on this, it's a slash.
There is a slash, yeah.
And I do think the officials have let so much go that these petty things are just starting to build up a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I think it's about time we did take some action.
It was Marcus Maynard who was sitting in the box end, the Barons captain.
I think if the Warriors score from this, I think that's game over.
You would think so. 13:23 remaining in the game. Warriors already with a 3-goal lead. Go on the man advantage. Callum Queenan just waiting patiently for the puck drop.
We've got Harley at that point. And again, if this comes back to him off the draw, the way that he's been firing them in from there.
Well, that's right, yeah. We'll see if that is the move that the Warriors have planned. They'll have to win the draw, of course. So just about doing it. He's back to Harley, and he laid off to Holland, gets it back, switches it play out wide.
What a shot.
Shot coming in off the right wing from Stephen Chalmers, but it was a good save by Laverick, held onto it well, solid glove.
That was travelling, wasn't it?
It was. Chalmers has got that really fierce drive. I mean, in
really
some ways it's even better shot than Harley's at times.
He really wound up there.
He did. Almost a two-headed monster ready for the Warriors in terms of their options back there on the point. Pleased to see earlier that Adam Wood is in the building supporting his teammates, so heartbreaking that he's missing the action on the ice, but good to see he's here helping his teammates with a bit of support.
He played a huge part in them getting them here, so he's quite right to.
Absolutely. Chalmers with the play off to Finlayson. Oh, it bounces up in and around the crease, but Stokes will clear. Cleared with a long dump in from the Barons. He'll be gloved by Crane. He'll hold on and not take the risk with 1 minute 18 left on this Warriors power play. Not a great deal of intensity from the Warriors on this man advantage, but I guess they don't need to commit too many forward on this one. They'll just use it for what it is, and it's a bit of a breather, really.
Yep, don't concede, you win this game and you're in the final against Solihull.
Which of course was the plan all along for the...
I think it's the final everybody wanted to see, or at least most Sharks and Warriors fans anyway.
Yeah, well, indeed. I mean, it's. I'm sure the Barons and the Stars would think differently, of course, as you'd expect, but most neutrals would probably want the top two teams during the regular season to face off against one another.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that at all.
No, and again, no call, so probably for the right decision was made. Warriors carrying it up on the right wing boards. Finlayson with a big hit coming in off Otterson, just squeezing him up a little bit, lost his foot in, but Finlayson does well to get the puck back. It's back with the Barons. Stokes, Otterson is directing the play as he goes back to a bench. Barons will just dump it in with 29 seconds left for them to kill. Grigors gathers behind his net. One last push maybe for the Warriors on this man advantage. Grigors will cycle it back round, will find Fraser, slips it out wide to Finlayson. Carl Ross going towards goal. Grigors got a chance for a slap shot. Oh, it hit the goal frame and back out. You could almost see that's what he had in mind, but just hit the pipes and come back out as a
Such a good shot. It deserved to go in, really it did.
And Maynard's fresh out the box. Can he get under the control? Good recovering challenge by Dylan Hare, who stops the puck dead. And what a challenge that was from the youngster. Throw with a big challenge coming in from Finlayson. He'll dump it in. Dylan Hare will gather with Crane returning to his crease. Ross gathers deep in his own zone. The hits are getting harder as we get later on in the game. Drop back for another reason that David Longstaff doesn't want the Warriors to react, is they don't want any players suspended for tomorrow's final, if indeed they were to get there, of course. And just under 11 minutes left to see if that does come to fruition. shot on the near side. Crane turns it aside. Going to be a penalty called though. And it is going to be on the Barons as Josh Crane races back to his bench. But Jordan Barnes will hold on to possession. Cross. And back to Johnson.
I think the penalty's going to be on Stanley.
Yeah, it could well be. As the Warriors want to hold on to it for as long as possible to extend that penalty as much as they can. It's just eating into what's remaining of the game clock. That's all they're bothered about now, is getting it to the end of the game. And if they can make a 2-minute penalty last for, well, potentially more like 3 minutes, all the better for them.
It's a smart play.
It was, yeah. Sean Kippen couldn't control though. He was laughing about it. He just maybe he just got caught up on his stick. But now the penalty will start. So the Warriors are just content to hold possession in the puck. That's all they needed to do, really. As it is.
It was on Mulcahy.
Yeah, Phil Mulcahy. We will get a face-off then to the right of the Barons' goal. Calvin Queenan ready to take the draw. 9:53 left in the game. That will take the Warriors up to, well, the sub-8 minute mark then, which is what they'll want. Harley, loved by the Barons, they'll look to just dump it in perhaps, but no, Tom Saw is going to hold on. Forward by Harley.
The Barons haven't got time to waste by just playing the puck down the ice. They've got to score at least 3 against the Warriors, and they struggled with 5. Skaters are going to struggle even more with 4.
Yeah, I think for them right now, they just need to kill this 2 minutes off and see where they're at. And if it's still a 3-goal difference, then, well, they're just going to have to throw the kitchen sink at it, aren't they, really? Because there won't be much time left to work with. Not impossible, then that one will creep out the zone. Harry Harley will hold on to it, though, as his forwards will retreat. Sean Kippen with the puck, looking up to see what's open to him. He will slip it over to Dylan Hare. The puck takes a funny bounce off the balls. He'll have to check back, but then Kippen receives a nice pass from Jamie Ord. He returns a pass. There's going to be another penalty on the Barons then.
A slash.
Yeah, the slash. Whistle's gone, and it's going to be, so the second slash then in just over a minute. We'll see 57 seconds of a 5-on-3 2-man advantage for the Warriors. It's as you said, Andrew, it's the Barons not helping themselves right now.
The Warriors have only got themselves to blame here. They've played some shockingly slack defence at times. They've looked dangerous at times going forward. 3 penalties in the third period when you're chasing the game. They were unnecessary, and they've just left themselves on an absolute mountain to climb.
8:50 to go in the game. 57 seconds of a double power play then for the Warriors, a 2-man advantage. Both slashing penalties called on the Barons players. With Finlayson gets it back to the point, across to Harry Harley, to Dean Holland. Holland gets a return pass. Harley's calling for it. It's back to Finlayson though, and then back to the high slot, and then over to Harley. Dean Holland looking up, gets it across to Chalmers. Puck just took a while to get to him. What do you think about shooting? We'll switch it to Harley, he one-times it, but doesn't get a clean connection on it. Finlayson and then Kippen will pick up the loose puck, wants to get it towards goal. Dean Holland, but then it's a good stop by Laverick, and once again, he will just...
some sticks on the face there at Laverick.
Yeah, Laverick will just sit on the puck and kill it dead. But Maynard and Finlayson exchanging a couple of blows there. And once again, Andrew, it's that, those battles in and around the crease once the whistle's gone.
Yep. There was some just accidental sticks going in and around Laverick's face because he was lying down and the sticks were, near the ice. It wasn't like it was a high stick or anything.
No, not at all, no. It almost becomes a sideshow when it gets like this at times, I think. That Chalmers will gather in the high slot. Picks it out wide right. Harley's open if they can find him at the point. They will get to him. The shot's not on though, and now it will be for Chalmers, who winds one up. And once again, Laverick with the stop, and it was a very good save as well.
That was a great glove save. There's 1 second left on the 5-1-3. If they'd have got that in there just now, they had another man advantage.
That's right. Warriors edging closer to a potential final tomorrow with the Solway Sharks.
Both teams look really tired now.
We do, yeah, and it's a battle. I felt it would be a close one, and well, the scoreline suggests that it is. Even if the Warriors did have that scintillating start in that opening period, it's become much more, digging down in the trenches and battling hard, I think.
I think if I was a Warriors fan, I would be a little disappointed that they didn't make this a lot more comfortable than it actually is.
Yeah.
Credit to the Barons for fighting away, but there is only one winner in this game.
Well, you would think so, given the late stage of the game, but it is hockey, we never know. Can't write the Barons off yet.
True.
Sean Kippin, back to Grigors, now Kippin again. Dylan Hare's open if he spots him. It would be an ambitious pass though through the box formation. Dylan Hare races to get back to that loose puck, just gets ahead of Phil Mulcahy, who's fresh out the box.
That was great skating back here.
It really was, as Holland cushions the pass out to Kippin. Just had to stretch there as the puck just almost escaped his stick. Hare up on the left wing now, sorry, right wing even, as Holland winds one up and just flashed across the top of the bar. And then a follow-up shot from Queen and it's loose. Laverick can't control, Marcus Maynard will, and he blasts it down the other end of the ice. And again bounces up a little bit on Josh Crane, who will just have to hold on with about 14 seconds left on this penalty for the Barons to kill.
Josh Crane doing well there, just to keep his eye on it and just look at it right into the glove, because it was a bouncing shot.
They're never easy, are they, them ones, because we can see quite easily they can embarrass the goalie if it takes a deflection off something. Craig Johnson sends it around the board. It's going to be Valacek who stretches forward. Smith will get in behind him. 7 seconds even left on this Warriors power play. And they've killed it off, and that's, you've got to give them credit for that. It's killing off 2 penalties.
Fair play for killing off the 5-on-3 there.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's your night, your lucky night if you can get a 5-on-3 killed off.
Well, that's it, and they've worked hard for that, and they've got 6.5 minutes now to work with to try and find 3 goals.
Yep, 6.5 minutes or go home.
Indeed, yeah, Johnson with the wind-up shot. Saw carries it out, MacDonald switches it out wide to Johnson, who was calling for it. Saw trying to close him down. MacDonald across to Carl Ross, up the right wing boards to Chalmers. Chalmers gets in behind his man. Jordan Barnes helping him. Nets off again, yeah. And we'll get a whistle on the play with 6:03 remaining. As a Sharks fan, you already know that your team's in the final, Andrew, but it's looking increasingly likely it's going to be the Warriors that you will meet. But would you prefer to face them or the Barons, what do you think?
Personally, I'd prefer to face the Warriors as a Sharks fan, because I think the Warriors haven't beaten the Sharks in such a long time. I think they'll be tired after this game as well. There's been a real physical effort, but you've got to give credit to both teams in here, and it doesn't really matter who you play in the final. It's getting to the final and winning the thing that's the most important thing, isn't it?
Indeed it is, yeah. I believe, if my maths is right, the Sharks have beaten the Warriors on the last 7 occasions. It stretches back to the end of the 2019-20 season.
Yeah, it's been a few years since the Warriors got a result against the Sharks. But I have to say, playing the way they did, certainly in the first period, it's not a foregone conclusion that the Sharks will win.
No, obviously the Warriors will have to see if they can get a bit of energy back. I suppose one thing going in the Sharks' favour is they've had a little bit extra rest time as the shot comes in from Chalmers. Maybe those extra 3 hours or so will be beneficial. You never know.
Both these players, all these teams are super fit, and they play hockey day after day. Sharks are used to big long road trips, as are the Warriors.
Yeah, that's true. Interesting.
But it might come down to something as small as a little bit of extra time to recover, because the teams are so closely matched. Indeed, and I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's final. Yeah,
it should be a good one. Richie Lawson, interestingly, you told me a while back that as Holland looks to get a potential wraparound goal, Barons were clear. Richie Lawson said that he actually felt that have played better on these. If you've had back-to-back games on a weekend, have played better on the second night because you've shook off a little bit of rustiness from having not played all week, and usually you're a bit more finely tuned and ready to go. So for some players it might be an advantage, who knows.
I think Ross Murray says the same thing.
Yeah.
He also says that a little bit the Warriors, that on that first bit of the weekend, that if you're going to catch them, that's the time to catch them. Second night, much more difficult.
Indeed, yeah. Finlayson through the legs of Johnson, he'll gather off the boards, back to Grigors, to Carl Ross. It was a lovely drag back there and play.
Pass.
Nice hockey wrist by the Warriors, Ord. That's going to be gloved though by Laverick, and that was a very smart stop as well with under 4 minutes left in the game.
It was good all round there, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Ord likes that manoeuvre, up on one foot and unleashing a rocket of a shot. Very similar shooting style to Phil Kessel from the NHL. Somebody who's grown in stature as this season's gone on, Jamie Ord, as we'll have to have a restart on the face-off.
You comparing Jamie Ord to Phil Kessel?
Not exactly, but he has that similar shooting style.
Who knows, eh? Who knows?
Yeah. John Kippen with the draw, back to Matthew MacDonald. It's Laverick's not going to hold on to that one. It deflects off the fingertips of his glove. Back with Jordan Barnes, who's put in a solid shift this evening as well. Never stopped trying all night. The boards from Chalmers will find Barnes. Back to Sean Kippen. That's going to be picked off though by Nicholas Otterson. Swedish import for the Barons, who's been there a number of years now.
I think he's had a fairly quiet night tonight, to be honest.
He has, yeah. As I said, all season really, the Warriors have been able to handle him quite well. I know he's obviously had a fantastic season scoring for the Barons, but it's not really come off for him. And this is the 5th time he's faced the Warriors this season, so interesting really, right? He's certainly a go-to man. He's arguably the most skillful given his background coming from Sweden. But yeah, it's just not come off for him this evening once again. Less than 3 minutes left in the contest. Time running out for the Barons, you would suspect.
Oh, this game's petering out, to be honest.
It is. Maybe that's working in the Warriors' favour right now. They don't want to maybe play it at quite so high an intensity with tomorrow in mind. But so yeah, some slack passing as well. But let's see what Mulcahy can do here. Daniel Mulcahy, I should say, number 23. Cleared though by the Warriors, collected by Crow. Sent across to Mulcahy up the line to Dylan Hare. Dump it in and go for the line change. That's all he needed to do really. Crow. Get the return pass behind his net to Mulcahy. The Barons making hard work of trying to clear the zone here, but we'll get a whistle on the play. Draws of own applause from the Warriors fans then. With a minute and 53 seconds left in the game.
The Warriors fans are on their feet. You know this is one.
Yeah, well, the usual tradition is once you get to the last minute, they'll stand up and applaud the team for their efforts if they know the result is in the bag, as it were, which you would suspect it is now in this advanced stage of the game. In fact, it's starting early, so it would have to be a monumental effort from the Barons now to score 3 goals in unwritten 40 seconds, I think. Mulcahy sends it through the crease.
I think that's about the first shot that there's been from the Barons in the last 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, Farrell can control and come to Phil Mulcahy, fires. Going to be gathered in though by Josh Crane, who will hold on. We'll get a draw in the Warriors zone, 1:25 left in the game. Face off to what will be the left of Josh Crane's goal as he looks at it. Just went on a little wander in the corner there just to keep his focus and had to quickly go back because officials want to get on with it. Shot from the point, well, straight from the face off in fact, and he will hold on once again. We'll get a retake, so that will burn a few more seconds off the clock. Patterson will go back in for a draw for the Barons. He will stab it forward. Griggles will pick it off. It's sent along the boards to Jamie Ord. Matthew MacDonald. He'll have to go again. Otterson trying to break the play up. Barons aren't going to give up, though, even if it is asking a lot of them to turn the scoreline around with 1 minute and 9 seconds to go. We'll get a whistle on the play there. Brought back into the Warriors zone.
Yeah, we're just winding down the clock now, just waiting for the final buzzer.
Back to Griggles, who sends it around the boards. Stabbed forward by Anthony Wetherill, who's done ever so well. It rides 2 challenges. It comes loose to Valacek. To Thomas Fraser, but it just wouldn't fall for his stick. It ended up into his skates. He had to control with 50 seconds left in the game. Wetherill comes across as well to strip Smith of the puck. He'll just dump it back in. It's all he needs to do, as he will go for one last line change perhaps. Dean Holland, Adam Finlayson out there now for the Warriors. Nawal Kyline is out there for the Barons with less than 30 seconds now to go. Carried in by Farrell, picked off nicely though by Dylan Hare. Played up, Marcus Maynard will drop back. 18 seconds to go now. Maynard off the boards, across. Farrell in front of the Warriors bench, picked off though by Callum Queenan, who'll dump it in on net with 5 seconds to go. And the Warriors have got themselves a place in the final with the Solway Sharks. And it was perhaps the final that most of us were hoping for. We certainly were, as at our respective clubs in the final. But the Barons, just like the Stars in the first semi-final, really making their opponents work for that game.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's quite right that number 1, number 2 seeds go through at the final. They've been the class teams of the year, so it's probably an unexpected final, but it's a mouth-watering one. I think the Barons played well. I think probably shout out goes to Soar, who I thought was probably their man of the match. Didn't do much in the third, but there wasn't much offence at all from the Barons in the third. From the Warriors' perspective, I think Josh Crane in goals was great. I thought Chalmers was outstanding as well.
Yeah.
Hartley was good with the shots, but my man of the match would go to Hare, who I thought was outstanding and huge amount of effort, and is just improving every time I see him.